Karna, the tragic son of Surya, possessed a divine arsenal that made even Lord Krishna calculate his every move. History remembers the warrior's tragic death, but it has forgotten the god-killing weapons that could have rewritten the Mahabharata. He was the Kshatriya soul trapped in a Suta's body, a man defined by what he was denied. Rejected by the masters of his age, the Angaraja Karna sought knowledge from the master of all ages, Parshuram, the sixth avatar of Vishnu. He went to the Guru's mountain hermitage and performed years of brutal tapasya, serving with absolute devotion. Parshuram, seeing this divine potential, agreed to teach him. But the Guru had one condition: he had sworn an oath to teach only Brahmins. And Karna lied. A lie born of desperation. A lie to claim the Vidya he knew was his dharmic right, even if his karmic birth denied it. Parshuram trained him, making him the greatest archer of the age. He gave him the knowledge of the ultimate astras. But the karma of that one lie had already tainted the gift. Knowledge acquired by deceit, his Guru would later decree, can never be useful when it is needed most. But this was not his only karmic debt. While practicing his craft, he accidentally killed a Brahman's sacred cow. The sage, in his grief, laid down a second, terrible curse: at the moment of your greatest need, when you are helpless in battle, the sacred earth herself will betray you, just as you betrayed this defenseless creature. She will hold your chariot wheel, and you will be as helpless as this cow was before your arrow. Even before this, Karna possessed a power beyond any astra. His innate kavacha and kundal, armor and earrings fused to his skin by his father Surya, made him invincible. No weapon, mortal or divine, could pierce it. But Indra, the divine father of Arjuna, knew Karna's other fatal flaw: his impossible generosity. Disguised as a Brahman, Indra came to beg. Not for gold. Not for kingdoms. But for the armor itself. Surya had warned him, but Karna's honor was absolute. He told the Brahman he knew his identity but would not break his vow. He took a knife and carved his divinity from his own flesh, earning the name Vakratana, the one who peeled his own armor. For this sacrifice, Indra was forced to pay a price. He gave Karna his own infallible weapon, the Vasavi Shakti. 2 curses. 1 lopsided trade. The divine failsafes were now in place. Fate's trap was set. 3 weapons. 3 strands of destiny, ready to be woven. First, the Vijaya Dhanush. This was not a bow, it was a promise. Crafted by Vishwakarma for Lord Shiva himself, its name meant victory. Its string could not be broken by any weapon, and it hummed with sacred mantras that amplified every arrow. On the 17th day of Kurukshetra, Karna wielded Vijaya with such devastating fury that he pushed Arjuna to the brink of defeat. Arrow after arrow rained down with impossible precision, forcing Krishna himself to shield Arjuna with divine illusions and strategic maneuvers. For hours, the Pandav hero could barely respond, his legendary skill rendered useless against Vijaya's relentless assault. The bow was perfect. But its power was bound to mantras, mantras tied to a cursed memory. Second, the Vasavi Shakti. The spear of inevitable death. The price for Karna's invincibility. 1 throw. 1 death. Unstoppable. Even the gods had no defense against it. Karna saved this weapon for one man, Arjuna. This was his trump card. His guaranteed victory. And Krishna knew, as long as Karna held the Shakti, the war was lost. Arjuna, for all his skill, had no answer for it. And third, the weapons of ultimate destruction. Karna had mastered the Brahmastra. He even held the Brahmashirsha Astra, 4 heads of Brahma, 4 times the Brahmastra's power, capable of annihilating existence itself. But beyond these, he held one Astra that was uniquely his. The one weapon history forgot. The Bhargavastra. This was not a common divine weapon. It was the personal, signature Astra of his Guru, Parshuram, also known as Bhargav. In the entire Mahabharata, only 2 possessed it, Parshuram and his dearest student, Karna. In all of Kurukshetra, only Karna possessed this knowledge. And only Karna would be cursed to forget it. This was the crown jewel of the Vidya that Karna had stolen. Its power was not for duels, it was for annihilation. A mantramukta astra, activated by sacred incantation, it was invoked to unleash a storm of blazing missiles, a fiery destruction that consumed entire armies. It was the weapon that could unmake what Brahma made. The one astra that, if invoked, would have ended the war in a single, blazing moment. This was the ultimate weapon against which Arjuna had no defense. And it was this precise astra, the most powerful knowledge he had stolen, that was the specific target of Parshuram's curse. Possessing god-killing weapons means nothing if karma binds your hand at the moment of truth. Krishna, the divine strategist, knew he could not defeat the astras. So he defeated the man. On the chaotic 14th night, with the Kaurava army collapsing, Krishna unleashed his own weapon, Ghatotkacha, the half-Rakshas son of Bhima. As a Rakshasa, Ghatotkacha's power grew exponentially in the darkness. He became a living nightmare, using dark magic and illusions to annihilate Duryodhana's forces. Karna's conventional astras were useless against him. Karna's allies panicked. What use is saving the dart for Arjuna if we are all destroyed tonight? They cried. He knew it was Krishna's gambit. A sacrificial pawn. But his loyalty to his friend was absolute. With a roar of tragic despair, Karna invoked the Vasavi Shakti. The spear blazed and struck Ghatotkacha, killing him instantly. The Kauravas cheered. But Karna stood empty. And in the Pandav camp, Krishna smiled. The god-killer had been wasted. The threat to Arjuna was gone. Then came the final day. The final duel. Karna, wielding his Vijaya, was supreme. He pushed Arjuna to the brink. And then, karma called in its depths. The first curse activated. The Brahman's curse. The sacred earth herself, remembering the blood of a helpless cow, reached up and captured Karna's chariot wheel. He was trapped. Helpless. He jumped down to free the wheel, appealing to Arjuna's dharma. But Krishna's voice was iron. Where was this dharma when you shamed Draupadi? When you murdered Abhimanyu? Karna saw Arjuna draw the string for the final, killing blow. Desperate, he reached for the Bhargavastra. He sought the mantra to unleash cosmic fire. And his mind went blank. Parshuram's curse, delivered in sorrow so many years before, had finally come due. The knowledge you stole by a lie will abandon you in your moment of death. The mantra was gone. The Brahmastra, the Bhargavastra, all the divine Vidya vanished, locked away by his own original adharma. 3 weapons that could destroy gods. 1 warrior who could have changed destiny. But Karna's greatest curse wasn't the weapons he forgot, it was the loyalty he remembered. To a king who used him. To a war he knew was adharma. The gods gave him the power to end creation. But karma ensured he would die, unarmed, his divine weapons useless, bound not by weakness, but by the inescapable consequences of his own choices. But Karna's arsenal wasn't the only divine power hidden in the epic. Next time, discover the astras even Arjuna feared to use, and the terrible price they demanded. Subscribe to uncover the weapons the epics forgot.